Good evening, I'm Kay Stammers. A rather sombre evening for news, I'm afraid, with some of the most graphic pictures yet seen from the wars in the Middle East and the Falklands. The Russian cosmonauts are due to link up with their orbiting space station in a few hours, and an interview with the new world leader of Hare Krishna. The world leader of the Hare Krishna movement is touring Australia. This afternoon, David Allen visited the Krishna Temple at King's Cross to speak with the leader.
Krishna, we are told, is the supreme personality of Godhead, an historical person who appeared on the earth some 5,000 years ago in India. His devotees have since spread around the globe and are a growing movement here in Australia. Their main commune is struggling to exist at Murwillumbah on the far north coast, but apparently winning the battle to survive against the Tweedheads Council. The movement's world leader, the Bhavanananda Goswami Vishnupad, is currently here in Australia. A former Hollywood movie director until he joined the Hare Krishna in 1969, Vishnupad became world leader of the movement when its Indian leader, Srila Prabhupada, died in 1977. Why an American leading an Indian religion that dates back some 5,000 years?
Well, Prabhupada, our spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he brought this Gaudiya Vaishnava religion to America in 1965. I was one of the first disciples and have been serving Prabhupada for many years. On his departure in 1977, when he died in Vrindavan, India, he named 11 of his senior disciples, who were all Americans at that time, to carry on the initiation of new members into this movement.
How big is the organization here in Australia?
In Australia we have 8 centers, Perth, Adelaide, a 30,000 acre ranch in Mildura, Renmark, Melbourne, Sydney. We have a farm outside of Sydney at Kola River called Bhaktivedanta Ashram. We have our 2,500 acre farm in northern New South Wales at Murwillumbah, where we also have our school, and we have a center in Brisbane, and we have a summer center in Cairns.
I understand you have been having a few problems with the school at Murwillumbah. Are these solved, isn't it?
Well, the problem has been not with the Department of Education, but the problem has been with the local council getting the permission to give adequate, proper facility for our children to be taught in, because there's been a dispute over access to our land with one of the neighbors. But that's all been, we just found out today that's all been settled, and it will come up for hearing as far as what the compensation for access of the land to our land will be on the 28th of July.
And how will this school be financed?
This school is financed from anyone who sends their children to the school. They have to pay tuition, naturally, just like any school. That covers the expenses for the board of the children.
And it does have some government subsidy?
Yes, we get a government subsidy, federal and local subsidy, about, I think, $20,000 a year.
Their way of life is based on simplicity, and they feel it is the way to solve the problems that plague our world today.
As a matter of fact, we feel that growth in spiritual life is necessary. If there's no growth in spiritual development, just material growth is not enough. Then you have a stunted society. So our religious movement, which is a bona fide religious movement, is adding very much to the well-rounded growth of the youth of Australia. Without this Krishna consciousness movement, all of the youth of this country are going to hell, in forms of meat eating, in forms of their intoxication, which you know you have the biggest problem in Australia with intoxication among your youth anywhere practically in the world, and illicit sex, abortion. All of these things can be finished by the Hare Krishna movement. Our movement spells the death knell for these illicit activities.
The world leader of the Hare Krishna movement talking there with David Allen, and we'll be back with Tony Hill looking at a new car.